Hi, everybody. Welcome. Okay. We're going to talk today about the sea of sameness. So, welcome to the SOS Small Success Business Podcast. And let me ask you something. Are you navigating right now, or are you just drifting? And the navigating would mean, are you researching where you need to go and giving yourself that opportunity to get there? Because I'm noticing something lately, and I think you are too. Everything is starting to sound the same, right? So I'm going to call this the sea of AI sameness. Everything, everything is kind of like starting to melt into one another. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a multi-million-dollar marketing firm that you're seeing advertising for, a top-selling author, or maybe even a business industry business coach like me. The language, the messaging, the structure, it's all starting to feel a little AI. And that bothers me to some degree, but I want you to look at it from a different point of view too. It feels very polished, it feels very predictable, it feels very repetitive, right? And if we're not careful, it's going to just become noise again, just like anything, just like, overstimulation of any type of information that's going on right now. You're scrolling through social media, you're reading emails, you're listening to podcasts, and it's like, grow your business, scale your team, step into leadership, work smarter, not harder. It's not this, it's that, or it's not that, it's this type of language. I guess many of you are hearing the same thing too. I'm a culprit of it as well. I am using AI to help me. And this is not a podcast to say you need to start using AI immediately. I'm going to recommend that you do. But here's what I want you to think about. How many times are you going to hear the same thing and then think it's all starting to sound the same and you're getting numb by it? Or are you listening intently to what they're saying and to maybe what you need to be doing? If we're tuning it out, then we might be hearing too much of it. But if we're tuning it out because we don't think it matters, it's not because it's wrong. It's not because it's over delivered. But what it is it's probably underfelt. It lacks emotional connection now when it starts to all sound the same. And here's the mistake is that we assume the message has lost its value. But what if that's not true? Okay. What if it's just because we actually need to be hearing that message? All right. So again, we're talking about the sea of sameness here. So you guys know that my podcast is basically built around the five anchors for success. And my focus, of course, is always leadership. And I say leadership kind of falls into two buckets, or four in this case, but today we're going to talk about two: leadership, communication, speaking, and branding. And my ecosystem for this growth is, the SOS Leadership Academy, this podcast, a roundtable session for owners to be able to really talk things through. And of course, I'm doing monthly webinars on Heart and Edge leadership. So you can learn some of the basics of leadership to be able to start getting better at being more effective in strategy and communications. And then, of course, the programs that I offer live and virtually to be able to support you in that type of growth that you're looking for here. So, yeah, welcome aboard, guys. And in this sea of sameness here, I want you to think about um, all of the things that are starting to feel repetitive here. Now, I'm just going to go off of this and go on to camera here. I'm not looking at my best, so apologize. But because I'm in the USVI right now, and we brought the boat over from St. Martin to the USVI. We're sitting here in this beautiful cove called Christmas Cove, and yesterday there was a dolphin and her baby calf that came just moseyed through the cove, and it was very magical. It was very magical. And so I want to get this podcast done. So it's going to be a short one, and I want to get out in that water. Not that I'm assuming I'm going to see more dolphins today, but there is some beautiful eagle ray, spotted eagle rays out there that I have seen before, and I saw them the other day from the top of the water, and I'm gonna go dive and see if I can find them today. All right. So we're back to the sea of sameness. Now, if we're starting to tune it out, I want you to think about it from a different point of view. What if the message is actually something that we need to hear? Because in leadership and business, we're not struggling from a lack of information. We're struggling from a lack of implementation. Okay. We're just not putting things in action in an effective way that's getting us the results that we need. So when we keep hearing things like, to communicate better, lead your team more effectively, create structure, build systems, become more profitable, it's not because it's nothing new. This is nothing new that is being said out there. But the fundamentals are being more exposed because AI is cleaning up how we're communicating. I mean, listen, I'm an author of 7 books. Um, and I'm telling you, without I have a hard time. I spend a lot of time trying to develop and think through content. And I can put it into AI in 5 minutes and it's going to sound better than I can by far. Okay. Um, most of us aren't doing work at that level. We're still either ignoring it or we think it's not our specialty, so we're not doing it at all. So here's what I'm going to ask you. If everything is sounded the same, I want you to ask a better question. Is the message promising to you? Is it what you need to hear right now? Is the message, the program, or every message, every program, every coach, they might be making the same promise, right? And you have to be able to filter some of this information and think, will this help me be more efficient? Will this help me be more productive? Will it help me sell more? Will it help me lead better, communicate more effectively, reduce stress, increase success? And when I say success, I'm not talking about, oh, now you can claim that you have a successful business. I'm talking about that you can step away from your business, enjoy your life, know that it's running without you being there, or put it in a position of being able to create a legacy with it, sell it, or move it down the line, right? And if the answer is yes to any of those things, it doesn't matter that you've heard it before. What matters is that, are you ready to hear it now? So it may not be the same message, but it might be the method. So let's go one step further here. Before I say something else, I want you to observe something. The pattern, the layout, the structure, the flow. The way things are written now are more clear. They're more organized, they're easier to follow, and they're easier to apply. So AI has really helped us create not just content development, but structure in how our brain actually perceives it in a way that we think it's possible for us to do it. Okay. Where before we might have been using too many words, overcomplicating systems, or maybe not giving the how-tos in such a simple way that people were like overwhelmed by it. And listen, you've got enough on your plate right now. You don't need more how-tos, but you do need to be clearer, more organized, and more implementation. Now, I'm going to say this out loud because it's better, it's a better writer than me, AI by far. And I'm not going to knock myself as an expert, but I am going to tell you that now that I'm using AI and I'm reading other people's AI, I am seeing similarities. And so I'm having to develop my particular AI, who I call Theo. I'm having to develop him into using now certain phrases that I'm saying that I think needs to be said and using less phrases that AI is saying. It's taking it from something that's complex to more simple. And that's where it's really helping me the most. It's from overwhelmed to now I can put it into action. Most people don't struggle because they don't care. They struggle because they don't fully understand how to apply something when they're in the learning process. So if you're not sure how to develop strategy and then communicate effectively, then this this might be where you start reading more of what's being put out there and seeing what's aligning with you in this moment. And listen, it's not replacing you. I don't think it's replacing me. I think it's making me a better coach so that I can support you, and then it's giving you a 24/7 access to a AI coach when you need it if I'm not there. So it's, again, this is not a you need to start using AI. But I'm going to say this, you might want to explore more. You might want to replace your thinking. You might want to support your thinking with the use of new ideas, maybe asking it how to's, more effective communications, because that's obviously where the power of AI is. So when we look at the 2 buckets that I want to talk about today, leadership and strategy, when I look at leadership, it comes down to two things: strategy, communication. That's it. Okay. You can have the best ideas in the world, but if you can't communicate them clearly, they're going to go nowhere. And if you communicate without strategy, it just is noise because people are like, I know what she's telling me to do, but I don't know the system of how to do it, or I don't know the structure of how to do it, or she's telling me I need to sell more retail, or I need to increase my rebooking, but maybe I haven't learned how to speak that in a way that's more effective than what I've been doing. Do you see how that comes together? So I might need to provide a strategy to my team of how to rebook with more success. It might look like a script, it might look like practice, it might look like being able to help them overcome why they're not asking a client to rebook versus thinking, oh, they always like to call in, or they don't like to book online type of thing, or they only come a couple times a year type of thing. So AI becomes this reset for us. It helps us to organize our thinking and our strategy, and it helps us to articulate our communication. Now, and that's a game changer, you guys. That's a game changer. So here's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing when leaders start using the tools even a little bit, they start moving faster. They are starting projects instead of putting them off. They're taking on more risks. They're implementing more ideas. And most importantly, they're communicating those ideas better to their team and maybe even their clients. Like if you're launching a VIP thing or you're ready to sell some gift cards for Mother's Day, how you're communicating that to your clients is also very effective. But again, remember, it's a strategy first. We're going to do a Mother's Day gift card campaign. I have the strategy in place. Now I need to communicate it to my team so that they can sell it. Now I need to communicate it to my clients so they can buy it. There's less confusion in this predictable content that's happening out there. And again, most of us are not incapable. We're just stuck because the message isn't landing with us, or the message isn't clear enough for us to be able to put it into action. So here's what I want you to think about. If everything's starting to sound the same, don't tune it out. Tune yourself into it. Okay. Ask, where am I not executing? Where am I avoiding this work? Where do I need to go deeper, not wider? Okay. And that's my biggest lesson to my clients that I work with on a regular basis. Stop trying to do too many things and start really focusing on a few powerful things that are going to get the quantifiable results that you're looking for. This is where the opportunity lies. It's not what's going on around you or outside or in the world even. It's what's going on within your four walls and how you can control and predict the results and the outcome of that. Again, it's the difference between drifting and navigating. I'm putting together a strategy that's navigating my team to success strategy. I'm communicating it to be able to support them in making it more successful. Now, if this kind of hits you today with a little bit of a different point of view, I want you to start opening up the emails that maybe you're like, oh, I've always liked her or him or them. I want you to start opening up at least a couple of emails that you ignore that maybe look like promotional emails or trying to sell you something, get you in a webinar, have you buy their program or whatever. I want you to just start reading some of these emails just a little bit more, a little deeper, and seeing, is this something I do need to learn? Because when we're hearing the same noise, what's happening is that we're looking for clarity. And I want you to find that clarity, whether it's me or another coach in this industry or even somebody outside the industry. I want you to find the clarity that allows you to put strategy in place and communicate it effectively so that you get the results that you need. All right. So thanks for being here today. I got some spotted eagle rays out there that I need to go find in the water in this beautiful, beautiful little cove called Christmas Cove in the US VI. I'm here for another week. I call myself coach on a boat at this point. And then we're heading the boat back to St. Martin, where its home is. And until I can be on this again, and until I see you again in a couple of weeks for the next podcast. Guys, you can always reach out to me, Bonnie at bonnievanadeo.com. Certainly tag me, message me, whatever it is that you need to do. But I dare you to start reading some of my emails and see if they don't hit home a little bit closer. And I dare you to look at some of the opportunities that I offer for free as a starting point to be able to just get more information to be able to support you. That would look like roundtable sessions. That would look like a Heart and Edge, the introduction to Heart and Edge leadership. And then, of course, look at the live events because nothing is better than learning in person. And I got a couple live events coming up as well that I hope you'll check out. And you can go to my website to be able to find that or sosleadershipacademy.com. I enjoyed spending this time with you today.